All right, Isaiah 66:15, it says, "For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." Shalom, shalom, kahalo, Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, Bashim Rakah Kodash, Brakathum, to the sincere listeners. All right, I'm the brother of Balgabar from the Camp Prophets in Babylon, Tampa, Florida. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who do indeed teach well, peace and salutations to the elect, scattered abroad doing his work in truth and in sincerity, preaching the names of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai to the four corners of the earth. The War in Heaven. All right, and I got a video I'm going to play real quick of a chariot. You got to watch it. You got to be watching because it happens quick. You know, this was recorded in Florida, somewhere in Florida. But, you know, the angels are here, man. The chariots, you know, the so-called UFOs. I actually saw 2 of them last night, man. You know, I saw 2 chariots last night, you know, walking around, looking up. You know, that's another thing. The scriptures say, look up, for our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. You know, the holy angels are watching. You know, they're recording everything. And, you know, we entering into the time of Jacob's trouble. Daniel 12:1 says Michael the archangel is going to be on the scene. So, you know, you're going to have chariots. You're going to have angels guiding brothers, helping brothers, you know, during the time of trouble. All right, but the angels are here and they watching. So let me go ahead and play this video and we'll get right into the lesson. The war in heaven, man. That's another thing. There's going to be a war in heaven, which is going to be the so-called UFOs versus the militaries of this earth, primarily Esau, Edom's military. All right, so let's go ahead and watch.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that? Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that? Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that?
All right, so there you have it, man. The chariots of Yahweh Bashmi Hawashai, you saw it just zoom past, you know, very quickly, man. And these chariots have been here from the foundation of the earth, man. All right. But the first scripture I opened up with was Isaiah 66:15. It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots," which the chariots are the vehicles of the Lord. All right, just like you got a vehicle to get to point A to point B, you know, the Lord got vehicles. All right. It says, "And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." Because when the Lord come back, he coming back with fire, man. He coming back to destroy this place. All right. He's going to be burning people. He's going to be destroying people. And there's going to be a war in heaven, man. All right. These vehicles versus Esau's military, man. All right. So let me go here real quick. The book of Revelation, chapter 12:7, it says, "And there was war in heaven." All right, and your modern day wacky tacky Christians, they'll tell you that, you know, God and the devil are fighting in heaven. No, man. All right, this war in heaven spoken of in the book of Revelations is when the chariots, you know, when the chariots come, you're going to have Esau's military, the so-called white man and his military. that are going to be trying to take down the chariots, man. All right, they're going to be trying to take down the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But as you see, the technology of the chariots is far beyond this world, man. You know, and this is also the salvation of Israel. We talk about the nuclear destruction, how America is going to be hit with nukes. You know, you might ask, well, how you guys gonna get out of here? Well, we're praying to make it into a chariot. All right. But it says there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and the dragon represents Esau, Edom. So Michael and his angels represent the chariots, like what you saw in the video, versus the dragon, which the dragon represents Esau, Edom, his military. So there's actually going to be a war in the upper atmosphere of the so-called UFOs that we've been seeing versus the militaries of this earth. All right, the United States Space Force and, you know, the Russian military, all these militaries, they're going to try to fight against Yahweh Shem Yahushai when the Lord returns, man. All right, and this is the power that we serve, man. And these vehicles have been here from the foundation of the earth. The Lord himself was taken into a chariot. That's Acts chapter 1. Let's actually go there real quick. Acts 1 and verse 8, it says, but you shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you. All right, so power is coming, you know, to the elect of the nation of Israel, first and foremost. It says, and you shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth, which is over here in the Americas. It says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he, Yahushai, was taken up, and the cloud received him out of their sight. All right, so this is when Yahushai was talking to the disciples, you know, after he rose from the dead already. You know, he was with the disciples, and, you know, he was speaking, and a cloud took them out of their sight. All right, Yahushai was beamed into the clouds. He was taken up into a cloud, and this cloud represents a so-called UFO, all right, which are the chariots of the Most High. All right, let me actually prove that. When you see cloud in the Bible, sometimes it's referring to the vehicles, the chariots. Psalms 104 and 3, it says, who layeth the beams of his chambers. Actually, no, I'm going to start at verse 1. Psalms 104 and 1, bless Yahweh, O my soul, O Yahweh, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. Who coverest thyself with light as with a garment. Who stretchest out the heavens like a curtain. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters. Who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So another word for the clouds are the chariots. All right, the so-called UFOs, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, and when the Lord come back, he coming back with fire and with his chariots, man. And the Lord gonna be doing damage in these chariots. All right, the Lord gonna come back on a fathership, and that's how the elect are gonna be saved out of here. All right. Let me grab this. Revelation 11 and 12, and it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. All right, and this is at the last day, you know, when the ICBMs are being shot off. You got nuclear missiles on the way to hit America. All right, and the elect are going to be on the earth. All right, you're going to need salvation. That's what you want to be saved from. You want to be saved from the lake of fire. It says, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. Like the same way Yahushai was taken up, the elect are going to ascend. They're going to be lifted up off the ground into heaven. All right, into the chariot. In a cloud, it says, and their enemies beheld them. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. So simultaneously as the elect are being beamed into these chariots, the nuclear missiles are going to rain on America. And this is Bible prophecy. All right, the UFOs showing themselves, the angels showing themselves, Hey, these are signs in the heavens that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is about to return, man. We at the end of this thing, and the Lord's about to do miracles, man. These chariots are out of this world, man. Hey, brother's gonna have chariots, man. Brother's gonna have what they deem to be UFOs, man. You know, people in this world, they worried about getting like a Lamborghini, a Hellcat, you know, some these carnal cars, man. The Lord gonna bless his men with chariots, man. So-called UFOs to be able to travel the universe, travel the galaxies, man. All right, but it's gonna be, hey, when the Lord come back, Esau actually gonna try to fight, you know, and that's in 2nd Ezra 13. But it says, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. All right, so that's going to be the salvation of Israel, being saved out of that nuclear destruction that's coming, man, being beamed up. And that's what we want, man. We want to be beamed up out of here, man. We want to be saved. We want to get out of this place, you know, as the nuclear missiles are getting shot off. We want to be out of here, man. But this is 2nd Ezra 13:1, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. So in this dream, Ezra is actually seeing Yahweh Shai, you know, come back. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and this is talking about, you know, the waters above, because when the Lord come back, he gonna crack that sky, you know, he gonna literally open a portal. All right, it says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. All right, going up into the, you know, the firmament, the waters above. The Lord gonna break through that. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man Yahweh Shai waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So the Lord coming back with thousands of angels, thousands of chariots. And when he, Yahweh Shai, turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Everybody's going to be terrified, man. Aside from the elect. Even the elect are going to be a little, you know, frightened. You know, because it's going to be that terrible. It's going to be a terrible sight, man. You know, it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. All right, and that's going into the laser beams, man. These chariots, these so-called UFOs, they got concentrated fire. They got laser beams. They got different weapons and technology that you can't explain in this world. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, so that's all these nations, you know, that are going to war with each other. They're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai. All right, to try to subdue Yahweh Shai. All right, they're going to try to fight him, man. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he, Yahweh Shai, had graved himself a great mountain, and this mountain represents a so-called UFO, a fathership. Right? And I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up on it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So Ezra's, you know, he's trying to see the end of this chariot, trying to see how big it was. He couldn't even see the end of it. That's how big this chariot was that the Lord came back on. You know? It's going to cover the whole sky, man. Everybody going to see it. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, and subdue means to bring under. So they were trying to subdue Yahweh Shai, bring him under, you know, destroy him. It says, and after this, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, all the other nations that were ready to fight Yahweh Shai, were sore afraid. They were terrified, and yet durst fight. They still fought. So the Lord's going to put the spirit on these nations to fight, which is going to be that war in heaven, man. The scriptures say the Lord is a man of war, man. So he's going to put the spirit on these other nations, and they're going to be terrified, man. You know, imagine these fighter jets, you know, the pilots, you know, you in the sky, you flying, 600, 500 miles per hour, and you see a so-called UFO, cover the whole sky, they're going to be terrified, man. They're not going to know what it is, but the Lord's still going to put a spirit on them to fight just to be destroyed, man. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, which is going into that concentrated fire, that giant laser beam, man, that's going to come out of this chariot. It says, and it fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So imagine you have an innumerable multitude you can't even number. Imagine you see just a whole bunch of people, and at the snap of a fingers, they all turn to dust. That's how the Lord is about to do these people, man. Okay? It's going to be a first round knockout, man. Esau going to get his ass whooped. All right? Lord going to show his power through these chariots, man. Because it's not only the ICBMs that's going to cause fire. Hey, the Lord going to be doing some damage too with the chariots, man. All right? So, that's the time we in. The Lord going to come back on a fathership. He going to have the thousands of heaven, the other angels, the host. And the Lord going to be getting down, man. And then you're going to have the elect that's going to be beamed into the chariots, man. So we in some exciting times, man. So I'm going to play the video one more time and I'll close it out.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that?
All right, so all praises. Call hello, Yahweh Shemi Awashai Bashimaka Kodash Brakatha. To the sincere listeners, look up. Our redemption draweth nigh. Continue to keep your chin up. Continue to fight. Until next time, I say shalom.